out like candy. Come on. Feed. We're so hungry. I'm not going to win that Grand Prix. I'm almost certainly not going to finals it. Let's give me a shot here.
So, we have here Delver versus Delver. And
Woo.
I think very interestingly, the first time we've had this all weekend.
I think we've had 2 matches that included Delver on the day total, maybe? No, 3. We had round 1 against Pod. We had a Delver versus Blue-Red Delver. And then we had a Delver versus Poison in the last round, and that's it. There is a fair bit of Delver in the room, in case you were wondering. I've just been, treating you guys right.
Okay, and Alex Holcomb on the left, playing with Talrand as his heavy hitter, and 2 Runechanter spikes also for the top end. And his opponent, Steve Cahill, is an Invisible Stalker list. And only 2 Invisible Stalkers, but then 4 Geist of St. Traft. Yeah. So Geist, Stalker, Runechanter Spike, 3 pikes on Steve's side.
Alex is starting with a probe. Now, interestingly, these players are sideboarded, and Alex has quite a sideboard. He can bring in as many as 5 swords, 2 War and Peace, 2 Feast of Famine, and 1 Sword of Body Mind. I'm sure he didn't bring in all of those, but that's a lot of equipment. He's also got 2 Steel Sabotages, which are an excellent weapon in the mirror, especially against Stalker lists. Well, we reveal Steve's hand, and it looks like Steve kept a bit of a loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
He has Delver, and he has a Misstep, and he has an Island, but that's basically it. Without any cantrips or further manipulation, he is not going to be able to play Magic the Gathering.
Now, he kept this mental misstep, I think, going all the Eggy-Weggies into the Delver package there, so that he can go turn 1 Delver and have a misstep to protect it on that first turn.
Yep. On the draw, I think this hand is, it's probably a keep, but it's one of those hands where if you don't get there, you are dead.
Yes.
Like, you're not even going to play.
Now, this is an 18 land from Alex versus 19 land for Steve.
Steve leads with a Ponder. Don't do it. No, you can't misstep that. No, you can't do that. I feel like he's mostly showboating. I don't think he's legitimately considering a misstep here. He just wants Alex to think about, man, the next time I play a Ponder, it might be misstepped.
Yes.
Generally, I don't like keeping the 1-land Delver hands without manipulation, just like as a rule, but you're kind of forced into some awkward positions in the mirror. Losing a card's pretty bad. And when you actually have ways to interact with the opponent, like obviously that hand was, like if it draws 2 more lands, that hand is quite excellent on the draw.
Did he have an Augur?
No, he's, Steve's, I believe, had Geist, Timely Reinforcements, Snag, Misstep, Delver, Island.
Yeah. Now, I expect Steve, since he's running a grand total of 19 land, he's just going to rip 2 off the top.
Well, that's why you run the 19th land. Like, I mean, why else would you?
Right. Steve draws land, Delver, and I could not see any of the cards for new information, so.
Yeah, I don't think we got a land, but I could be wrong.
I see a Vapor Snag, Snapcaster Mage,
Ooh, I think
Delver.
I see 2 Delvers, yep. I think if we're Alex, we're just playing Delver here.
It's a Delver, says the proxy. Mental misstep, wow.
That's interesting. That leads me to believe Steve may have drawn a land. I would be inclined to consider misstepping a Delver in this position.
It's a Delver. Okay, that's good.
We can be sure he did not draw a gut shot.
Does he know the secrets?
Peek.
He does not know the secret.
One of the nice things about the 1-land Delver hands is that if your Delver doesn't flip, odds are you're drawing one of the cards you need, which is a land, because most of your deck are lands and spells. You only have a few creatures. Odds are kind of in your favor.
I don't think he drew a land.
I don't think he did either. Either that or he's doing a nice slow roll here. It's so hard.
Like,
what do
which
I do?
land? I don't even know. Gosh.
All right, Glacier.
Oh, he got us. He's thinking about what creature to name. Well, let's see. I think he's got a wizard, an angel, human, spirit. He's got all kinds of options.
I'm pretty sure he went with Spirit. I believe that's what our director confirmed. Yep, Spirit. So Geist of St. Traft will not be counterable by spells. or abilities, for that matter. Phantasmal Image, however, still super effective.
Alex does not know the secret either.
No, but there are plenty of secrets to be found. Steve chose not to attack.
What you got over there?
I don't know if I like not attacking. In general, I like attacking. We drew a Snapcaster Mage this turn, or a Cavern this turn, one of those two.
Timely, Snapcaster,
It's a nice
Image,
card.
Geist, Vapor Snag.
The Snapcaster Misstep plan is a real nice one in Delver Mirrors, most especially because it punishes mulliganing fiercely. Whenever someone mulligans, any hand containing a Mental Misstep and a Snapcaster Mage in the mirror match just becomes that much more backbreaking because you need your ponders to help dig you out of your mulligan situations.
And now Alex is thinking about whether he wants to trade.
Well, he has mutagenic growth, so he's not going to be trading, probably. He can try and snag the Delver out of the way, which is a reasonable play, considering if it flips, he's almost certainly snagging it anyway. He'll just miss out on knowing what the top card of Steve's deck is, which, while that is, you know, an edge, I think we might, in some cases, value the point of damage, or, the extra point of damage, I should say, more. Divine Offering. That's a real awkward one to reveal. It's one of those niche cards you really don't want your opponent knowing is in your hand because it puts them in an awkward spot when they have to decide whether or not you have it.
And now Alex knows that Steve has a Snapcaster with Mental Misstep.
Yep.
Steve comes in for 3.
He just takes it. Interesting.
He's like, hang on a second, actually.
Oh, okay. No, he doesn't take it. I would assume you snag here. Like, it seems correct the vast majority of the time. Your opponent's going to get rid of that
Snappy,
Snapcaster.
Misstep for 2 life.
Now we'll snag it again. And he won't be able to replay it.
If you have not filled out before, we will need to do so. Please feel free to come up and see me. We will get that done ahead of time.
Once more, with feeling this time.
And we know, Steve, that your hand is not mental misstepping.
Yeah.
So let's let this happen.
You know, there's showboating.
Now that mental misstep is removed from the game. It's not in the graveyard. Yeah. There we go.
I can't right now. Maybe.
And we go back to Alex. Alex reveals a mental misstep. In for 3. Mental misstep is revealed. And now we're going back to Steve.
And both players are stuck on 2 lands, which is real awkward. I think it's a little worse for Alex, actually, who, while he started with more lands, is in the worst spot because his deck revolves around Talrand rather than Geist of St. Traft. Not a big fan of Talrand in the Delver Mirrors. In fact, as I don't play with Talrand personally, but if I did, I imagine I would side some of them out in the mirror matches because it's a pretty awkward 4, especially when your opponent will likely have images anyway.
One of the things about Talrand, when you win with Talrand, it's so incredible that I think it is a card that is hard to evaluate in an accurate way. Whether it's good or bad, it's so overwhelming when it works. We see the 3rd land here from Steve. Is he going to Timely here, or is he going to Geist?
He's going to Geist.
He's Geisting.
Certainly.
Okay, yeah. I forgot that he had a creature in play. Snapcaster sometimes feels like a spell.
Usually. Oh, we have our own land now. Our 3rd land is not going to be nearly as impressive as Steve's was. Because it's not casting Geist the same draft.
This is true.
I think that we probably have to Snapcaster for a Ponder here.
Alex is naming Wizard.
I'm shocked. I thought Snuffleupagus is usually what you name, but...
I don't think you can name that legally. In for 3.
And Snapcaster Mage for Ponder. Alright, no? I mean, come on. He knows you have a Snapcaster Mage anyway, so really, you might as well just play it. It is uncounterable, but I think the value you get from getting a Ponder here is significantly more than the snag.
I think maybe he's trying to kill the Geist.
I think he's trying to kill the Geist too, but like Steve is gonna put him on a Snapcaster Mage in this position. Like, if you think about the hand your opponent kept, like, you know, how many of these cards? He's got to have a Snapcaster. Like, he's not just passing turn 3 with an airball, you know.
Here they come.
I'd rather just play the better spell.
And he says, "This is the blue right here. I'm using it."
We're gonna target snag in the hopes of snagging the angel, which will probably work.
It worked.
But will we get to block?
It works.
Don't get greedy in mutagenic growth. Don't do that. It's too much.
You mean don't turn on the timely? Like,
Nope.
14-8.
We've corrected our life totals. They're up to date. And I think this position is starting to favor Alex. It really depends on what Steve's draws have been. That's a reasonable one, but he needs to answer that Delver of Secrets before it gets him within range. I really like holding the mutagenic growth and the misstep up to this point because when we play Talrand, they will be very powerful spells. Even just responding to an image with a mutagenic growth and then a mental misstep on our own mutagenic growth could like blow this game open.
Says go.
Alex is in the unique position of not having a bad card in his deck to draw other than another Talrand. I think pretty much every card's good.
Gitaxian Probe. Image.
Another Geist.
Snag.
That's curious.
Wow.
Why wouldn't we just play another Geist instead of that Delver?
Was
I guess he's afraid of dying to a Pike, but...
He's not there yet, though. The Pike isn't quite enough.
Not only is the Pike not enough, but also he knows his opponent does not have a land in hand, so he would have to draw a land and have Pike, both of which are, like, relatively unlikely scenarios.
Yikes.
I would vastly have preferred to have a Geist of St. Traft in play.
Now, what Steve needs to do here is not try to snag that Talrand.
That would be bad. Scale of 1 to bad. Pretty bad.
Okay, and he doesn't. Flip? Nope. It's a good one. I think you have to image now.
I think you do, but I don't think that matters. I think he's just dead now. If he images, Alex will probably respond with mutagenic growth mental misstep on it. If he does anything else, it's getting mental misstep for sure. We should probably be tapping our cavern, I think. Right?
I think it's over.
Yeah, I think he's just dead. Yep, wire.
There you go.
Image. Response. Response, my 3/2 gets +2/+2, and then he doesn't get +2/+2. And that would knock Alex down to 6.
Make him big.
Now he's going to pump the Talrand. I mean, it doesn't matter since we're countering it anyway, but we should probably not put it in the graveyard unless... Oh, we're
he just gets
only
the
getting
one.
Well, I guess this is fine because it does protect against Vapor Snag just by holding the mental misstep. So that's reasonable. I like that line better, actually. I mean, we know he doesn't have a Vapor Snag, right? Or did he reveal one?
We knew that he had one, actually.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it wasn't the probe. So yeah, this line's way better then.
And the game is over. As long as nothing crazy happens. Well, actually, it's fair. He could block. He could block the Snapcaster here. I'm not saying he should. I'm saying that might be a play he would make.
He might have a seizure and accidentally knock his card into the Snapcaster mate.
And mental misstep, GG.
Yep.
And that's it. Delver beats Delver.
I guess I missed that reveal of the snag and the probe. And was that match?
That's match.
I was not actually keeping track of the game counts. I just get so excited with the delvers and the secrets.
You know, honestly, I really love the Delver Mirror. I think it's one of the most interesting